nick of the agriculture space right here. I always like to check up on Agco, the world's third largest maker of farm equipment, because this company's got its finger on the pulse of the ag space. The whole sector seemed like it had bottomed last year, and just since the beginning of 2017, Agco stock has rallied just over 10%. But I kind of wonder about the reaction to its most recent quarter, which the company reported this morning. Agco posted a much smaller than expected loss, just 2 cents per share. Wall Street was looking for a 17-cent loss. Its revenues came in higher than anticipated, and its full-year guidance for 2017 was stronger than we thought it would be. The stock finished down a few cents after being up as much as $1.50, and that was a 52-week high. So is there something going on maybe I'm missing here? Maybe the stock had run too much into the quarter, so it's poised to go lower even with very robust numbers. Let's dig in with Martin Rieschenhagen. He's the chairman, president, and CEO of Agco. Get a better sense of the quarter and his company's prospects. Mr. Rieschenhagen, welcome back to Mad Money.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jim.
All right, Martin, so I'm looking around the globe. And I'm always respecting your thesis that the feed the world is always going to be a secular gainer. But I don't know. I mean, I kind of felt that some of the world is pretty tepid. You told me not to get too pessimistic about North America, but I see down single digits in a lot of your markets.
Yeah, North America is still not as good. Farm income is will be low or will be lower again this year. But I think we are hanging in and we are gaining market share, certainly in the high horsepower sector. You remember we launched that big high horsepower tractor, and this is really outperforming competition. Then in Europe, things look pretty good for us, and South America looks also better. So South America seems to be back. Overall, I think we bottomed out, and personally, I believe that we will be a pretty good margin generator for the year.
Okay, so one of the things, this is a common theme I've been getting. No one wants to call bottom in Brazil. Everyone says Brazil's stabilizing. Which is it?
Well, it is in a way. So that means when we talk about our business, it looks pretty strong. And there's also the need to invest because due to the fact that they didn't buy combines and tractors so much during the recent years, the product needs to be replaced. So that's a normal recovery pattern we are in. So for us, I think South America, Brazil mainly, will look better than last year. And Argentina, after the new administration came in, is also much stronger than before.
Oh, that's, you know, I'm very encouraged about Latin America. Also, the auto companies had good Latin numbers. All right, let's talk about France. I thought it was interesting. When someone asked you a question about France, you immediately defaulted to the election. It's almost as if some of these countries, we don't want to think about how the farmers are doing. We want to think who's running it. Does this election matter for your business?
Well, we shouldn't forget the new guy, which might most probably be elected, still was a member of the Socialist Party. So he's not really a great businessman so far. So he's young, he might learn, but I'm a little skeptical about France. And they did do a great job in our industry last year because they subsidized the replacement of equipment. So in order to renew the fleet, and hopefully the new government will do something similar, but it's too early to know.
Now, would you ever go small scale? We saw your great giant tractor, but I mean, some of these markets, like you mentioned Italy, people need, you know, they're smaller farms. Is it worth going into, or is this the margin best on these big, high-powered engines?
Yeah, we did do both at the same time, pretty much. So we have a complete range of new smaller tractors from about 70 to 125 horsepower, complete new modern design in order to make them in a low-cost environment. Components and are produced and come mainly from China and India. Those tractors can be assembled all over the world. Okay. We have a big assembly factory for those in China, but we also will assemble those tractors here in the United States.
All right, now let's talk about assembling things in the United States. We have a president who seems bent on making it so that our steel makers are protected, or at least, let's just say, get treated the same way as other steel makers other countries treat ours. Would it matter to you if we had a giant tariff on every single kind of steel so that it would and you'd be a big buyer of steel? So what would it do for your margins?
Well, for us, of course, if steel prices would go up because of this kind of protectionism, it wouldn't be so good because finally our customers would have to pay. So that's true for all of us, for the whole industry. And it would include automotive and everybody. So that means higher steel prices mean higher product prices at the end.
Do you think people know that? I mean, I think people want workers to do well. But do they realize that in the end it's going to cost even maybe at the supermarket more money?
Well, actually, all kind of protectionism finally has to be paid for. And I think consumers should know that. I think Trump, in the meantime, knows it. He is surrounded by pretty strong colleagues from big companies. I think he has heard that already many times. Steel might be an exception because the steel guys, of course, they like it. So if we would have the same for tractors, maybe we would like it. But I think in general, it's not really a great strategy.
All right, excellent. Martin Rieschenhagen, Chairman, President, CEO of Agco Corporation, with a good quarter, but the stock is going up a lot, but I think things sound good. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Jim.
Look, the ag market, what can I say? It never seems to want to quit because the feed the world thesis is a big one. Agco, 52-week high today. Mad Money's back in. Right. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.